discussion is left for you to go back and look through and see if you have stood on the right path or on the wrong side. I welcome everyone once again, and I thank you for being part of this program. We will proceed now by listening to the interview. I'm going to use the interview that was granted to the so-called Minister of Misinformation of Nigeria, who went to Piers Morgan's show, and he was there lying. He only ended up in attacking the lady who came there to make a case for the innocent people in Nigeria, and he denied so many things, gave so many false informations and so many false figures, never answered a question that was thrown to him, and it is a shame. This is a shame. Nigeria spend money to continue to push lies, to continue to change narrative. But in this case of the Christian genocide in Nigeria, there is nothing you can do to cover it up. There is nothing you can do to cover it up. Instead of them to get busy and go and prevent the terrorism happening, they don't do it. Just look at just few hours ago. Was it yesterday or the day before the day? Yesterday, a church was attacked. You saw it. I just played the video. A church was attacked. You saw the terrorists live in the church, taking innocent life and packing their properties inside the church. You saw, they videoed it and we saw it. This is what you see. In Kwara State, just like the one you had in Owada State. You remember the Owo massacre? Nobody is even talking about it again. What else do you want to see? And the Minister for Misinformation will come in. Look at the terrorists they choose as Minister of Information. In a country where you have brains, in a country where you have intelligent men and women, a country that have the smartest people on the planet Earth, yet look at the people they choose. What is the difference between Nigeria and Cameroon? What is the difference between Nigeria and Cameroon? It is a shame. I want us to listen to this interview. Let us take it here and hear what they discussed.
Foreign Minister, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga. Welcome to you, Foreign Minister. I appreciate you joining Uncensored.
Thank you for having me, Piers.
So a simple question. If somewhere between 50 and 100,000 Christians have been murdered in Nigeria since 2009, depending on which bit of data you want to take up, and 18,000 Christian churches have been destroyed, why isn't it, as some people are claiming, a genocide against Christians in Nigeria?
Well, to begin with, those figures are completely and totally inaccurate and false. And many in the media have examined them, they fact-checked them. So they come from Inter-Society and Open Doors, and they've been shown to be totally inaccurate. What we have in Nigeria is a multi-ethnic, multi-tribal, multi-religious country of 230 million people. Our nation-building project is not an easy one. We have suffered from the effects of things that we have no control over, exogenous factors such as the breaking up of the Libyan state, the killing of Gaddafi, the proliferation of weapons and fighters that have cascaded down to the northern fringes of Nigeria and beyond, and have affected the entire region. The failure of the EU Sahel strategy over the years. These are all things that we are suffering the effects of. And we do have Boko Haram in the Lake Chad region that affects not just Nigeria, but 3 other countries, Niger, Chad, and Cameroon, that we've been contending with through the multinational joint task force that allows the troops of the countries in the region to pursue the terrorists. 50,000 insurgents and people that were caught in the region of the insurgency having surrendered, and we were in the course of processing them, and some were being rehabilitated, others were being processed through the legal system when Niger had to pull out because of the failure of the EU Sahel strategy and the military coup that was experienced in Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali.
Look, you've made it clear that you believe these numbers are wildly exaggerated. The International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law is a non-governmental organisation that monitors and tracks human rights abuses across Nigeria. In its report in August, it said jihadist groups, including Boko Haram and ISIS in Nigeria, had killed over 100,000 Christians in the last 16 years. It also noted that 60,000 moderate Muslims have been killed in that period too. Now, I guess my obvious question to you is, if it's not 100,000, then how many Christians have been murdered since 2009? And if it's not 18,000 Christian churches that have been destroyed, how many is it?
We in Nigeria have Christians, we have Muslims, we have atheists, we have animists.
This is a simple question that was asked to this dumb idiot. A simple question that was asked to this idiot that calls himself Minister of Misinformation. You claim that these figures that we are given by independent bodies, that they are wrong figure. Now you are being asked, give us the figure of the number of Christians and churches that we are burnt. A simple question.
He began to talk about animists.
He began to talk about rubbish. At the end of the day, he will not give any figure. Let's watch and see. A simple question that will just give me the figure. You don't need to preach. And this is the reason you came here. You came here to debunk the fact that it's a Christian genocide, that the figures are given that are wrong. Now that question has been posed to you, prove to the world that the figure that is being mentioned is wrong. Give us the figure of the number of Christians that have been murdered and the number of churches burnt and destroyed. Listen to what this clown is saying.
And when we're counting death tolls, we don't necessarily go by religion. And quite often it's difficult to even identify what religion an individual that has just lost their lives belongs to. And
another lie
we are concerned about is that they are Nigerians first and foremost. And we've seen these sort of agitations by faith-based organizations that is a prelude to the breaking up, to the dismemberment of countries. We've seen it in Sudan. We know this playbook. It's happened. There were agitations to create South Sudan, which was expected to be a predominantly Christian country.
The question was,
how many numbers?
The figure of the Christians and the churches that were born, since you say it was a lie. You could not give the figure of the number of churches that were burnt.
Yeah.
Neither can you give the number of people that you said that in Nigeria you don't talk by figure. You don't know. You no longer know who is a Muslim and a Christian. Who said so?
Imagine.
Who said so? In Nigeria, even a child that is born today, as long as that child can be able to speak, can be able to identify who is a Muslim and a Christian in Nigeria. We know the difference from our childhood. We know who is who.
You know, answer the question. He began to talk about Sudan. God.
For that very simple question. And you see,
The
when
problem
they lie disgracefully.
The problem is that since they are killing every day by day, how are they going to know the number of churches and Christians that have been killed in Nigeria here?
Even if they are killing every second. Even if they are killing every second, you're supposed to know the number.
About 2 days ago, they killed a general. They even video it, send it to them for them to confirm that this man has been dead. The same 2 days ago, they went to a school in northern part there. They have got about 25 years, just imprisonment of, let me just say, okay, like this one now is 25 years. Why the other one, the Chibok girls? See, today they haven't looked for any tangible result for those Chibok girls that have been kidnapped. Yesterday again, in a church that went to attack. Are they going to get the numbers? And the people that get the number bring the result to you people, and you people are debunking it. Mad people everywhere. This is the reason why that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called Nigeria as a zoo. And when he called Nigeria as a zoo, so many people is fighting him that time. They should just be thanking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for revealing everything that is happening in Nigeria today, most especially indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Because it is not because of the move of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The whole Southeast has been a dead zone as we are talking, as we are saying it now. Now, as you continue, thank you.
Separate from North Sudan, which is meant to be a Muslim country. Now we have a situation where there's fighting, continuous fighting in South Sudan. There's another round about to kick off. The same thing in the North Sudan.
Okay,
where
but let me interrupt.
Muslim fighting each other. So we don't want to be the next Sudan. We will not allow ourselves to be the next Sudan.
No,
where
I understand
are the faith-based groups that were agitating and to be dismembered? They're no longer there to fix Sudan.
Okay.
Not North, not South.
Okay.
It's Nigeria as a member of the Peace Council of the African
Let me jump in if I may.
With the heavy lifting.
Foreign Minister, if I may, I'd like to jump in if I may, because you do seem to be avoiding my questions. You don't seem to know how many Christians have been murdered, which I find surprising.
Simple. He told him, you don't know. You don't know. You avoided the question. You didn't answer it. That means you don't know the number. And you are there debunking the number that people who knows are telling you. Upon what are you standing now to debunk what they are saying?
Yeah. His concern is to put the word out there that we don't want to be another Sudan, not to be divided. But keep in mind that he's not asking for Nigeria not to be divided because they love the people. No, far from it.
Oh, at all.
It's because they can see that their planned agenda of taking over, Islamizing and Fulanizing Nigeria is crumbling, because the whole world, thank goodness, that lady we'll get to that later, you know. So when they ask him a simple question, instead of answering the question, he's making reference to, we don't want to be another Sudan. We don't want to be divided. Because
is Nigeria better than Sudan?
Exactly. There's no country that...
Is Nigeria better than Sudan?
Yeah. We know their plan. We know their game plan.
As it stands today, Nigeria is not better than Sudan. As it stands today.
It is not better than Somalia either. Nowhere.
It is not even better than Somalia.
Okay.
All those examples he's giving, Nigeria is not better than them.
Yeah.
Look at the person. Look at somebody they chose. Look at in a country with 200 million people. Look at the person they chose as their Minister of Communication Information. Look at him.
And you know one thing that happened along the line of this interview, he became very nervous and jittery, and it's like somebody caught in the art of lies. So his body language. Oh my goodness! How do you go?
Well, you haven't given me any. You've told me you don't know. Well, with respect, sir, you have not given.
Nigerians. So
no, I know what you said.
Not necessarily
I understand.
Same as those that.
But you are, yes. But what you're saying, if you could let me speak, what you're saying is that you dispute the numbers of Christians that have been reported to have been killed, but you have no idea how many Christians have been killed. What we surely can agree on is how many Christian churches have been destroyed. Do you know how many?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
how many churches?
I do.
If you owe back taxes to the IRS, they can garnish your wages, call the professionals, a tax. Let the IRS be the first to act.
You look book.
Since 2009.
Yeah.
Since the last 5 years, the attacks, not destroyed, attacks on churches 102.
Yeah.
We're not hiding any figures.
Oh God.
It's important to understand this. Same way that there are mosques that are destroyed. Attacks on churches are
I want to get
destroyed.
that question very well.
Attacks
So
on
that
churches destroyed.
this man is
Attacks
just,
on
this man is
churches
just an idiot.
109.
Let the IRS be the first to act.
Over the last 2 years, there have been 52
Look at Minister of Information.
churches, depending on which region, again, you are referring to, because there are different regions in Nigeria, and there are, I can give you the figures right here.
You want look book?
So,
well, how many since 2009?
Since 2009, since the last 5 years, the attacks, not destroyed, attacks on churches 102. So we're not hiding any figures, you see. It's important to understand this. Same way that there are mosques that are destroyed. I don't even have to mention
this man is a clown.
That Nigeria is configured in such a way that you have Muslim and Christian populations all across the country. There are, of course, states out of the 36 states that we have.
Who are the people killing, running those churches?
Christians, the same way that there are states where you have a high concentration of Muslims. Take, for example, recent attacks that have brought about an intensifying of this false narrative that there's some persecution, or as the likes of Bill Maher even go as far as to say, a genocide. The ground
well,
zero
it's actually more than Bill Maher. If I may jump in again. If I may play you.
Benue State,
no, I understand.
But
if I may just finish this. If I may jump in, sorry.
No, if I can just finish this. If I can just finish this, sorry.
Just listen to the narrative you want to paste down.
Happens to be a man of the cloth. He's a reverend father. He's a Catholic. So you can see how it is impossible for him to be concealing what is happening. He would be.
You see how evil these people are.
Mm-hmm.
He is making an example with the governor of Benue State that is a reverend father.
A politician.
A politician. That if there was a genocide, it is that reverend father that will speak. And this idiot forgot that Samuel Otto, who was there, was even crying of this very genocide before this reverend father came in.
Okay.
Did you see that? And in prison, the whole world, he's making an example with the present governor.
Yeah.
Who is a reverend father that they made a governor.
Yeah, by the Fulani Caliphate.
If there were to be a genocide, that reverend father should be in the front line to shout.
Yeah.
But this same idiot have forgotten that there was a man there before this one came.
Yeah.
Samuel Otto, who they wanted to kill him. They wanted to take his life.
And you know, because Piers Morgan, I don't expect him to be very vast in activities in Nigeria. Certainly not, because he has priorities, other priorities.
Yeah,
you know.
That's why he's. I'm surprised the way he's responding to this guy, because this is not the way he acts in his program.
Yeah, because he doesn't know
this program, and I was surprised why he's calm.
Yeah, he doesn't. Because he doesn't know near enough, not even,
right. Yes.
He doesn't know near enough. Nigeria, they just know Nigeria for one thing all over the world, corruption and criminality and terrorism. He doesn't pay attention there. So, but it is what it is.
Obviously, from this program, you understand that Piers Morgan doesn't pay attention to the issue of Nigeria at all. He doesn't
at all.
He's if he used to pay attention, this man will run away.
He will not come there. He will not come there to lie. Because then he will let him know that the governor before this current one, they tried to kill him. They tried to, they haven't, so, but he's not aware of that.
Oh my God. And this is one of the problems. You see, this is the importance of us coming online every day to shout and talk, because
100%.
Most of these Western media, they don't pay attention to what is happening to us.
Yeah, because it's not priority to them.
Exactly. It is not their priority. They don't care. If not that Donald Trump made that tweet.
Bima. If not for Bima, that's
exactly. They will never ever speak about it.
Yeah, and that is And that is also why it's somehow painful and disappointing, because when you watch some of these programs, like the one they had yesterday, that U.S. ambassador to United Nations, nothing Biafra or a Biafran, there's no any form of representation, at least. So obviously, like you said much earlier, I'm not trying to castigate anybody, but I'm just telling you that we don't have representatives. We don't have people who are speaking to the people that matter, the authority, and that's one of the problems we have. Thank you.
It is so sad. Our voice is not going to where it's supposed to be. African issues are not on the table. They don't care. Look at Amazonia now. Amazonia have been at war. War crime is committed on daily basis. Innocent people are massacred. But you will not see it make headline anywhere.
Yeah.
But look at a little thing happen now. Look at when there was a problem in Rohingya.
Yeah.
Rohingya Muslim. It was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The whole media carried it. Look at Palestine now. Every advertisement in your social media now is Palestine.
Yeah.
But when it has something to do with Africa, we are millions. In Nigeria, the number of people that die in Nigeria every day is greater than the number of people that are dying in Ukraine. In this Ukraine war. How many people die in Ukraine war every day?
You know that has also a little bit to do with the fact that there are the globalists that runs the world for the most part, United Nations, Africa, even the EU or African Union, they run it. They are the financier who pay the viper dictate the tune. So that is why when it comes to Africa, it's being suppressed, it's not heard of anywhere. But thank goodness for the coming of Trump. And when Biafra, the spirit just touching whatever it is, even though he's not a Christian, he made that pronouncement, that set off the firestorm, and there's not gonna end until we get what we want. It's sad. Because like I said, we don't have people who comes out and represent and speak our voice where it will echo and vibrate. But I know we'll get there. Thank you, my brother.
This lie that this man told here is very, very disturbing and shocking. And look at how he tried to stop him, and he tried to stop him so that he can say that. That's a point. This is the point they wrote down for him. This is the point they have written down to him. And when you go there, tell him that the governor of Benue State is a Christian. He's a reverend father. So if there is any fight, that reverend father will talk about it. And he forgot that the governor that was there was a Christian. And that governor was in the front line of shouting about genocide in that. The former governor buried people in convoy. Peace Morgan should have been showing him that video where there was a mass burial in Benue State.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask him, what do you describe this as? What are you going to describe this thing as? Whether it is a Muslim or Christian, what do you describe this as? Mass burial.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who are those people? What do you call that? These people are very, very shameless.
Be screaming at the top of his voice if indeed there was some genocide or if there was some specific calculated targeting of Muslims, of Christians. But he knows there isn't, and that is why he is not doing so.
But let me play you a clip from President Donald Trump about this.
If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning. The Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
So what is your message to President Trump, who...
Before he talks that nonsense he wants to speak, I can see my brother Greg is there, and I see Bro Maxwell. Bro Maxwell is like you're outside. If you're outside, maybe we'll just hear from you before your network will kick you out. Go ahead and speak to us, Bro Maxwell. It's like you're outside. Go ahead and talk to us. I can see you there. It seems you're outside.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. My worthy people those in the studio, and our listeners right across the world, those in the comment section as well. The great people of the United States of Biafra, salute each and every one of you, men and women, young and old. And I say, may Chukwu Kikabiyama continue to give you the courage to stand strong in the midst of these problems that our people are facing. I use this opportunity also to say, may God guide and protect Nnamdi Kanu in the coming, trial that is going to appear tomorrow. May the will and the wishes of God be done in the life of our able leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Same goes to our Prime Minister, who is incapacitated, that our elections and what you wish for is brought to us through Chukwu Kikabiyama. Thank you so much for having me. Mazi Chuks, when you look at most of the things that are happening today, I am walking on the rail because I believe that this is the only place I can get, little network to speak, because it is almost 16 to 15 feet above sea level. My network providers are still giving me problems. I cannot browse within the place I am. You will see all the icons positive, but I cannot. Nothing can load unless I come outside. You see, that is the reason why I just jump out to see, to make sure that I support my people, the sons and daughters of my mother's ancestral land, in the fight for what we believe in. You see, I don't hope on anything that is good humanly. In my own personal view, I don't hope on the Nigerian. I'm not hoping on the Nigerian corrupt system. It is the same system that adopted a fake medical test. Is it not the same system? Is it not the same court that accepted a fake medical report? The accused told you that these people did not had any diagnosis on me. They did not carry out any test on me. Where do they generate, for God's sake, the medical report that you are now using to ask me to continue, to face trial? That is the system, unfortunately, that that are with us. So we have to, I don't hope on anything from that place unless the will of God happens on our sake. That's all. And that is where my hope and my faith is. The least I talk about them, the good I am going to do to myself. Looking at the video that you just played here now, look, one thing is sure. Nigeria is a country that knows how to create problems. And when they create that problem, in solving it, they will make more mistakes. And I'm happy that they are making mistakes. Do you know? These people don't even know. See, let me tell you, former Chief of Army Staff, D.Y. Danjuma, has more information, intelligent information, than these people that are coming out to speak on behalf of Nigeria. The United States Embassy, let's say the intelligence department, the information department, or the military attaché to that United States, where they get their informations from, they are aware of what is going on in Nigeria. They are aware that Nigeria is in denial. They are aware that Nigeria is a lying entity. They are aware. You don't need to tell me that I am in Ghana, I am in Upper East Region, Bolgatanga, and I'm telling you what is happening in my state. You that is staying in Accra, almost 400-600 kilometers away from me, will now tell me what is happening in my own place, where I am there visibly on the ground. That is nonsensical. The more they go out to, defend the corrupt and the atrocities that the Nigerian government is,
the terrorists are committing against the indigenous people, because if we are putting Christians, there are indigenous people that are not Christians.
Exactly.
These people are out for your land. I saw a video and I posted it on my timeline on X, where someone from Benue State and another one from Katsina were showing the Christian-dominated area in Katsina, where there is no human soul at that particular place anymore. And
yeah,
this
I played the video yesterday with the first three. I have the video. Go ahead.
Good. Where Christian-dominated areas, where are they? Where have they gone to? Who is now occupying those areas? You see those, it's like when we were experiencing I had during wartime. You go to a place, the people run away, the whole place is bushy. That is what you see in those areas. Who are causing it? The radical Islamic jihadists or fundamentalists, supported by the Nigerian government. Because I will stand here to tell you, if the Nigerian government is not accomplice in what is going on, it's not complicit in what is going on, this thing will not reign. It won't happen. I am hitting my chest to tell you, if the authorities that are meant to protect the people are not involved, these things will not happen. Who are the radical Islamic terrorists that is capable of facing the Nigerian army? The almighty Nigerian army? The same army that fought in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Yugoslavia, Somalia, Rwanda, Congo, Lebanon, name them. They have won award in all foreign missions. I was a member. So how do you want to tell me that if the government is not accomplice, it's not complicit to what is going on, that they will not solve this matter? They will solve it. Just imagine the day I cry for those that are still serving in that army is the day I saw a general. So many of them have been killed. I think about 3, including Colonel, 2 or 3 of them, with this Musa Oba or Buba Oba, a brigadier general, slaughtered, ambushed, and this man was sending messages. This is my location. Send area rescue to come and rescue me. With this coordinate, you will find where. And the coordinate that he issued to his own comrade, mistakenly entered into the hands of the people that wants him dead, and immediately he was located. That is to tell you how sophisticated
you call it
people...
mistakenly, yeah? You think it's mistakenly, yeah?
Let me put it mistakenly. Got into, because Nigerians will not tell you, the Nigerian army and the authorities will not tell you that they are aware of what is going on, that they are in support of what is going on. That is the reason why I use that word, mistakenly. Mistakenly entered into the hands of these people, and they immediately located where they are. Do you know what it takes? How much you pay to locate something? To have a system that can enable you to locate something? This is the problem that we are having. This is what we have been shouting about. So the American government, anyhow they try to rubbish the genocide that is going on against the indigenous people, against the owners of the land, any attempt, the United States has more than volumes of evidences. I wonder why this journalist is not challenging him, intervening, interjecting, and giving him the real evidences they have concerning what is going on in Nigeria that they are defending. Do you want to tell me that those people that buried in mass grave in Plateau State are not Christians? Who are they? Let me tell you today. I told you before, I said, see, establishment of Sharia and Islamization in Nigeria is what they want to achieve. Even if you have a brother or a sister from Igbo land, the same family, the same father, the same mother, who is a Muslim, he or she will prefer a Sharia Islamic state than a secular state. Quote me today. If you have any sister or brother, they might be pretending because of the number of people, the family that is going to come against him or her. But I assure you, as long as their religion is concerned, Sharia is a pertinent issue that is one of the fabrics of that Islam that must be obeyed. So if your brother or your sister from Igbo land is a Muslim, that person must abide with it, and he or she will prefer an Islamic state, unlike a secular state. So these people, no matter what they do, no matter the propaganda they do, no matter whatever they present there in order to what I call damage control, the Americans, with their sophistication in intelligent gathering, knows everything that has happened. The more they speak in defense of the atrocities that is going on Mazichuk's, the more they expose themselves as liars. So that is what I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that very input. You have made it clear, and your words are just the way it has to be. I believe the whole world is hearing us and they are listening. They are listening. We must continue to checkmate them and debunk all their lies whenever they throw it. I say, Bro Greg, take the mic, Bro Greg, and speak to us before we continue playing that video. Bro Greg, unmute yourself and speak to us.
Yeah, Maz, good morning. Good morning, Biafrans. My greetings to my brother Max, and yeah, go on choose. Yeah, so we thank God again. Thanking God for our life and the life of our people and the life of Maz Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekwanjoko. We pray that God will be on their life. He gave them a project and they have not finished that project. And because of that, nothing will happen to them. So let God, who gave them the project, fight their fight. Omotosho have no power over Nnamdi Kanu, and he will not have power over Nnamdi Kanu, because the Most High has given him assignment. And the same thing to Mazi Simon Ekwanjoko, the PM. The assignment is what is going on in the world today. And that is why we shall stand with them, calling upon the name of that God that assigned them to do this job, to back them up. As he has started doing a good job, he will bring you to the end. And Mazi Simon Ekpa and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be free. And the leader of the United States of Biafra, Dr. Ngozi Reweza, and the cabinet, heaven will always be around them to direct them and strengthen them fearless to do the things they're supposed to do for the people of Biafra. So we hand them onto the hand of the Most High to possess them and direct them. This we ask today through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. So my brother, the project, and we will always remember to pray for Trump, because anytime you come to this kind of battle that Trump is fighting, it is a spiritual battle.
It is.
And they cannot do it without spiritual power. So by the President Trump and the American senators, Ted Cruz, need our prayers as well. So we pray that God will back them to do the needful, because this battle is of the spirit, is not carnal. For our bishop from Sokoto State, Bishop Kuka, to fly C7 hours to go and tell them there is no genocide. And today, Pope will stand and say there is genocide. If he not call it, as long as he said there is killings against the Christians, that is what he's talking about. Yeah. That shows that message that got to him, he did not accept it. And one thing I want to say before I proceed is this. With my investigation in Sokoto, where they are killing Christians and burning churches, majority of the people in Sokoto state, why this man, Koka, did not see it as genocide is because those people are Igbos. So, if they burn churches in Sokoto or kill Christians in Sokoto, those Christians they kill in Sokoto are Igbo people. That is what happened my investigation. Because when you get to Sokoto, Sokoto have very low number of Christians. And this man, Kuka, is from Sokoto State. He's working hand in hand with the Sultan of Sokoto. So, when you get to Sokoto, the churches there belong to the Igbo people. In that market, they said in that market, when you come to that market, they said it's about 80 to 90% in that market are Igbos and they are Christians. And they are the people that mostly come to the church. So when any person is killed, 90% is Igbos. So that is why this man did not see it as a genocide. That is number one. So, this man, Morgan, I don't know what you call him.
Yes, Morgan.
Yeah, Piers Morgan. You know, it's always good for if somebody want to interview somebody or a journalist that have idea of what is happening in a particular place. I think he just wants a view. That's why he inviting people to come to his this thing, because he don't know what is happening. I think he's a British man. I don't think this man is an American.
He's British.
Yeah. So, and I believe he knew what is going on, but being a British man, he don't want to bring it to the known, where people would know the truth. For this useless criminal, Omakore, to go to Oxford University to deliver a lecture of recent.
When that one is very laughable. I couldn't even play the video.
So,
I saw the video. I didn't even pay attention. That one is laughable.
My joy is my Lord is following him bomber to bomber. So anywhere he step in, the man will come there and finish him up. And they will continue to destroy him, destroy Rino Omakore until there will be no more Rino Omakore. Because the man is demon, and his criminality cannot be compared to anything. There is nothing like any shame in him. The word shame, he don't have it. Because if he's a man with conscience, a person you call a drug lord, there is no name he's not called Tinubu. The same person is the person you are calling to call your father and your mother today, your savior. That to show you that there is no Nigeria. So, and this man coming here to talk about a governor in Benue State that is a priest. My brother-in-law told me, said, one man went to hellfire. Immediately he got to the hellfire. When he looked at the first person he see was his pastor. He said, Pastor, what are you doing here? He said, you are talking about me. Look at Bishop at the back. So look at the Bishop. You're talking about me.
I see a Bishop there here too.
I see they're talking about me, Pastor. Bishop there behind in the hellfire. Because he as a church comer who came to the church, who normally come to the church, he's a complete sinner. And the pastor that not always preach, he never expect pastor to be in hellfire. So when you get to the hellfire, the first person you see was the pastor. And he said, Pastor, what are you doing here? We thought this place made for us. He said, you're talking of me. The bishop there behind in the same hellfire. So that is it. So you using the priest, father, reverend father, to come and say, make a judgment or make his case. The man is a fool. And this, who is this man in the first place? To come and tell us that it's not,
Nigerian Minister for Information.
This present one.
The present Minister for Misinformation.
And this is a Yoruba man.
Lai Mohammed second.
But you heard there was a attack in the church in Kwara.
Of course.
Yesterday. So, and the idiot is still standing, there is no genocide, to present his that is why they came to this British because they came to the British. They are using their paymaster, the owner of the company they are working for, to make their case. That is only where they can go. So all those things is the word. Nobody, they don't want to hear it. They have gotten enough evidence about the genocide in Nigeria. So wherever they're running everywhere makes no sense. Because if these people were serious in the first place, the first thing they're supposed to do, immediately this issue raised, they will go and start looking how they will end the cow movement and the Sharia destruction in Nigeria. They will just ban Sharia law. They will raise that issue to ban Sharia law. But they are playing around as the Nigeria will continue. They, everything they can play it as if nothing is, because all of them are the master of all this evil. So, since that time, have you had the vice president of Nigeria make one word? Shetima. No, because he is the head. He is the sponsor. So they are using those people. They will use people to go and present evil. And later, those people will be like, Bishop Cooker, can you come out and say anything again? No, people will bounce on him because he has sold his conscience. And every time he will be coming to Europe, going to America, begging for money. They are killing him in Sokoto. They are doing punishment and they're doing this. Now they want to go look into that case and say there is no genocide. So all the money that Americans and Europe churches have been contributing to Bishop Cooker, for him to be living high in Sokoto, all those money where he was coming to Europe, getting all those money just because he was deceiving them then. Because when people do something, they don't think. Only just to get what they want. So, it cannot stop. There is genocide and there is genocide, they cannot change it. So it is left for us to do the needful. As I wanted to say something about what my brother Chris said here, about the gathering in the United Nations. In gathering in the United Nations, you have to be invited for you to come and speak there. You can't just walk in. Today is not today they had all this problem. They have all our problems. They had all our papers. They have all our documents. So they're still playing it. But there's no problem because one day, who knows that this Christian genocide will become, as long as they are talking about this genocide in the United Nations, they are talking about Biafra. That is 100%. So it's a part of it. And that is one of the main reasons that we are living. Because this is why Nnamdi Kanu is suffering today, because he dared the Fulanis in the East. He chased them away. That is why they don't want to leave Mas Nnamdi Kanu. Because when they gathered after COVID-19 and built houses in the bush, he will come down and play the Eastern governors and went inside the bush and chased all the whole terrorists. Otherwise, by now, what would have been happening in Igbo land in Biafra land would have been worse than any other part of Nigeria, if not what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpan did in Biafra land today. So one day the case will come, and as long as this Sharia law is happening, discussion about Sharia law in Nigeria and killing of the Christian, they are discussing Biafra. So our work is on the progress. That is what I want to add. Thank you, my brother. And God bless you.
Mazichus, yeah. Can I say something regarding Brother Greg?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't want to. I mean, not in good spirit, but insult of one's intelligence is not acceptable. Nobody will. You can't just walk into any conference or meeting, whatever. But at the same time, is when you make an appeal, when you speak to what is going on, then because Nicki Minaj didn't just walk into India, because she has earlier tweeted and said things, and they recognize that is why they invite her. So now, but the thing is, because I think it was a few days ago, Okocha Happy Marseille, you probably would have seen or heard about him. He had a program, and Osho Monster came there, and this notion of unnecessary propaganda, I don't do that. Let your work be seen. People will see what you do, and so you come there to say that telling Okocha that USB government, they've decentralized the military, that they are in charge, this, that. Okocha told him that I'm in Anyoma, because he's an Anyoma guy. That what are you talking about? Where is that? That the half of Igbo youths, half of Enugu Imo State youth are Muslim, half of Enugu youth are Muslim. Okocha said, no, that is not true. That I travel to these places, that you cannot come and say that. So eventually, to my surprise, Van came in also, to debunk that. But his own hypocrisy, his own hypocrisy came with his own propaganda too, by first debunking Ocean Master, and afterwards went ahead to tell Okocha that when people come into, you should not allow certain blah, blah, blah to come to your program. And I was like, how can you cannot go to his program, try to moderate him, to tell him what to do, because you don't allow that in your own program. So why would you tell Okocha? So it's just silly. Sometimes when we engage in all these things, it's just pure silliness.
No, my brother. Let me come clear.
Wait.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Yeah. So. But why you something open? My voice is echoing all over the place.
Greg Mike, go ahead. Greg Mike, I miss him.
Yeah, so my point is, let us continue to do what we do, is Biafra, and but the notion of trying to tear this down to promote yourself, to make that you are the relevant one, that you are the one fighting it. Biafrans, we know, the people we know. I have said this severally, your work, what you do, we speak for itself. When you go to places, you especially when you say that, like a CRC or any other of them, you have this platform, you have this, should I say, support. Go out there and make the case. And Biafran people will see that, that you are genuine, and they will support you. But if you are not doing it and you are telling us online stories and this and that, well, this is not what we are not there. And for me, my prayer is that Nnamdi Kanu and our PM, but one of them, they will be, in fact, they will be out, and by the grace of God, they will be out. Then we take it from there. God is doing his own, we have to be doing our own part. But I'm not convinced with anybody, whether you say CLC or UBS or whatever. That's not where I am. For me, it's continue to, thank you so much. That's just what I want to correct. Because when you say that you can't just walk in there, that they will have to.
Christian, we have had you. Let us not deviate from the topic we are discussing. Let's not deviate. I believe that what we are talking about here is that everybody should continue to make noise on their own direction.
Exactly.
Whichever area is your responsibility, continue to do something. We know that it is not easy for them to admit the issue of Biafra right from time, but we will not give up. Nnamdi Kanu fought different ways to be able to come on those platforms. It was very difficult, but he didn't stop. Simon Ekpa was equally fighting to be on those platforms, and he didn't stop. He equally went ahead. Simon Ekpa equally went ahead to talk about going to ICC, calling for ICC to arrest him so that he can have that opportunity to speak. It is not easy, and we must not stop. The message is that everybody must continue to take responsibility whichever area you are operating. If you are operating on the ground as a defense, fight on defense and defend the land. If you're on media, speak and promote Biafra, present Biafra as a remedy, defend Biafra. If you are going on diplomatic level, go to any length. It doesn't matter whether they allow you or not, but continue to make that move. Apply. It is your application and your noise that will attract people to invite you.
Exactly.
When we continue to push and push, a time will come when they will no longer ignore it. Just like this CPC that they are seeing today. This CPC designation will lead to a lot of things. It's an opportunity, a very great opportunity for us.
Yeah.
So we should not begin to look at what this one did and what this one did, or trying to claim this or claim that. Let us focus. Everybody should be busy on their own. If you go to a platform, speak about the defense of Biafra, how to make our voice heard, how we are going to become out, how they will make our voice heard. What are we going to do to match, just like the program I did the other day, trying to connect this very genocide of Christians, connect it and link it to Biafra genocide, because it is the same thing.
Yeah,
it is that same genocide that have transformed Biafra genocide. That is what have metamorphosed today into Christian genocide. Just like when Greg was speaking, Greg was able to try to connect that. That is what we should be doing, not presenting issues that doesn't really make a sense and begin to get busy. When you try to connect that very genocide in the northern part of Nigeria, that is the kind of things you do in the media. You connect, because this is like P-Man. P-Man doesn't have those informations. There are things we know here that he doesn't know. This Minister of Information cannot come and say this nonsense we say in a program where I am, and I will keep quiet and be looking at him. Only one thing you will say. He will run away from the program. Shame will cover him. Even the lady, we will get to that. The lady that challenged him here, he couldn't even stand the lady. He started attacking the lady.
Yeah, that's what put pressure on him. He can't begin panic.
Personal attack. So that what we are saying is that everybody should get busy. Whichever area we go, we get busy. Get busy. Our mission is to present Biafra as the only remedy. Push Biafra forward. Anyhow you can do it. Any way you can do it. In any link you can do it. Do it and get busy with that and forget about other issues. Please, let us not distract. Let us now go ahead and play this very video, and let us see the other part of this.
Obviously, completely disagrees with you.
My message is that we have the utmost respect for the United States of America. We have, by extension, the utmost respect for its president, President Trump. It's unfortunate that President Trump has been misinformed by those that trade in generalized labelings. And unfortunately, it has resulted in this statement. We urge that the engagement that is ongoing continues so that we will provide more information and clarity. We are not the ground for either a jihad nor a crusade. Nigerians have lived in peace, relative peace with each other for a very, very long period of time. We are the people that populate the confluence of the rivers Niger and Benue, and we will continue to do so. And it's important to be mindful of the complexity of the Nigerian state. It is a multi-diverse state in so many regards, and it is an ally of the US because we've worked successfully together in the past. And we actually appreciate what President Trump has done in the past when other subsequent US administrations would not sell Tucano jet fighters to us, planes, aircraft to us.
He sold it to you and you gave it to terrorists.
To that. Some of the things that we're experiencing at the moment have a direct linkage to the application of the Leahy Law to countries like Nigeria, where they were deprived of weapons to maintain peace at home and help also maintain peace in the region. This is why we continue to experience terrorism in the region, in the Sahel region, whereas in the past, when we worked successfully together with the US, you could see what Nigeria was able to achieve. We resettled Sierra Leone, we resettled.
My sister Stella Uzuka, the person that is speaking here is the contraption called Nigeria Minister for Misinformation. Minister for Misinformation. He's the one here trying to debunk Christian genocide.
Liberia successfully, and our multinational joint task force.
Minister, I'm interrupting you.
In the fight against terrorism. Until
Minister, just stay there for a moment, if you will, because joining me now is the former Canadian MP Goldie Gamari, host of the Goldie Show, who has spoken out frequently at what she says is a genocide against Christians in Nigeria. Goldie Gamari, welcome to Uncensored. What is your response to the Foreign Minister of Nigeria, who says there is no genocide? The numbers of those who've been killed, number of churches attacked, has been wildly exaggerated.
Well, first of all, Pierce, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, Pierce, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, it probably is a duck. There is a reason that we're seeing these Islamic militants going around and yelling Allahu Akbar. That's not by coincidence. There's a reason that they are attacking Christians on Christmas Eve. Let's not forget that back in 2014, almost 300 Christian schoolgirls were kidnapped by these Islamic militants. 80 of them, their whereabouts are still unknown. Pierce, what's happening in Nigeria is jihad. It's the exact same thing that happened on October 7 by Islamists when they broke into Israel and murdered Jews yelling Allahu Akbar. It's the exact same thing that ISIS terrorists did to the Yazidis in Iraq. It's the exact same thing that happened in Lebanon. Pierce, the only difference between what's happening today in Nigeria versus what happened 1,400 years ago when the Muslim Arab invaders came to Persia is that back then people did not have cameras, but today they do. It is 100% jihad. We've seen it before. This is how the Islamist playbook always happens.
Well, I don't think that the foreign minister was denying that bad things have been happening. He's just denying that it constitutes a genocide and that the numbers of reported
because his
deaths
government
of
is a part of it.
Of murders of Christians.
I think his government is complicit. Right now, you have an Islamist government in Nigeria. One of the things that he didn't mention to you is that typically it's been a constitutional convention in Nigeria that if the prime minister is Muslim, then if the president is Muslim, then the vice president is Christian.
We deny this fact.
If the president is Christian, then the vice president is Muslim. This is intended to have a proper representation of the Nigerian population. Right now, you have a Muslim president, and then they decided to choose a Muslim vice president, and so there is actually no Christian representation in the Islamist government. By the way, this is a government that is working closely behind the scenes with the Islamic Republic of Iran. You should ask the foreign minister why Nigerian school children are holding pictures of the Ayatollah, who is a brutal dictator and is murdering my people in Iran. People need to look into the linkages between the current Nigerian government and the Islamic Republic of Iran. I was a politician for 7 years, Pierce, and I can tell when someone is lying and avoiding the truth. That's exactly what this foreign minister is doing, and shame on him for lying.
Foreign Minister, your response to that?
With all due respect to the lady, I'm sorry, I forget her name. She has already exposed her ignorance and lack of knowledge about Nigeria, and it's easy for her to sit thousands of miles away and play games with people's lives. These are real lives.
I'm not the one playing games with people's lives. 7,000 Christians have been murdered in Nigeria. 7,000 Christians have been murdered in Nigeria. Who's playing games with people's lives?
Does not even know whether Nigeria has a president or a prime minister.
Look at that.
You can see how she's waffling, she's stumbling.
It's live.
This is typical of...
This man is just a clown.
Yeah. Because
what has this discussion got to do with her knowing whether you have a prime minister or whatever?
Well, she misspoke. She was meant to say the president and the vice president,
And the vice president.
That's mistakenly said prime minister, and he is lashing on it to say that she doesn't know. It's crazy. How do you go?
I think you're showing
Can I
your
say
own
something
ignorance.
here?
The
Can I
fact
say
that
something
you're
here
not
before you
able
continue?
to
Can I say
actually
something here
counter.
before you continue?
Go ahead.
Mazichuk, see, you see, what surprises me is, you know, the ignorance of the Nigerian government officials. You have Canadian, this woman that is talking here, has more information of the atrocities that is going on in Nigeria. They have their embassy in Nigeria. America has their embassy in Nigeria. All of them, the kind of information and loads of evidence that they have within their domain is unprecedented. And when you look at this man, how can you accuse her of, she is not a Nigerian. Maybe she doesn't even know how, she already corrected that it is a Muslim president and a Muslim vice president. And what I wanted this woman to tell them there is this, that this same vice president was the person, Yerima Shetima, was the person that was involved in the bringing in of these foreign terrorists in order to destabilize Nigeria. Peradventure, Goodluck Jonathan refused to accept their kangaroo election of 2015. That was the man. This Shetima and Alimodu Sheriff were the people that brought in these people and promised them everything. That is the truth. And that is what is in the domain of the Canadian Embassy Intelligence Department and the United States Intelligence Department. That is the reason you cannot have these two people of like religion ruling a secular state on paper like Nigeria. That is what this man, and that is the truth. Whatever this minister of the Islamic fundamentalist called Nigeria is saying here is absolutely lies and lies from the pit of hell. Thank you.
Brahmas,
please let me contribute a little bit. And am I allowed? Yeah. Okay, let somebody go. Please let me answer this important call. Sorry.
Brahma, I wanted to say, do you realize, I mean, we can agree that because she's a diplomat, so she will not be, she will be diplomatic by, you know, in a way, she won't come out to say, she probably know that Shetima, who is the vice president now, is one of the founders of Islamic Boko Haram. They probably have that information, but on the diplomatic.
No, Mazi, hold on. See. Let me just say this: the Canadian government proscribed PDP and APC as terrorist organization. That is her government. Yeah, they are aware of everything that is going on in that country. See the info. We were from my own little knowledge of what we operate. The information that these people are previewed to, this man that is here might know it but pretend not to know. They have loads and loads. So whatever that this man is saying here is lies. And this woman has come here to expose him more. Look at how he's murmuring. Look at how he is murmuring. You see, so for me, they know, and there is nothing about Nigeria, genocidal actions against Muslim and indigenous people, chasing them away to take over their land and establish Islamic State of Nigeria is known to these people. Britain
what Christian is trying to say is that for civility and politics, that she might not go on direct attack to talk about the vice president like that. Not that she doesn't know.
Okay.
No, so, Maz, you know, one thing that Nigerian people don't understand. I'm trying to support the thing that Maz Chus was trying to say, that Nigerians don't know that the foreign countries have more information, even more than them. Because let me use this example. This criminal, Runo Omokari, who went to bring Mike Arnold. But Mike Arnold is an American who have visited IDP camp direct himself with personal knowledge and evidence, which many out of the whole government, all the politicians in Nigeria, from the president to the local government of some other part of Nigeria, if not from Benue, have not visited that IDP camp. But an American have fly from America and visited that very IDP camp with pictures and videos he made on his own. So when he comes out and talk, this idiot have not visited any part of that Benue will be coming to defend something because he's in Nigeria. When he have not visited that place to see what those people are suffering. The same thing is just like when you give one of the, just like this Omahi now, who is a minister for work. As a minister for work, he never traveled from Lagos now to Ebonyi on road. He will always go on flight. So tell me how Omahi will know what the people who have gone on the road is suffering in Nigeria. He will not know. If not that the Pope comment about the 200 people that were massacred in Benue in a particular night, Tinubu wouldn't have even speak, talk less of going to Benue. And it's the same people who come out in the public to defend what is happening in Nigeria as a president, where he have not even had the experience, he cannot even talk about what is happening in that place physically. And that is how Nigerian politicians are working and ruling their people. So, when you come to this particular Europe, every minister will know if anything happens, no matter how dangerous, no matter how difficult, no matter that person will visit that particular place and see things on himself with evidence. If you're a manager in a company, from the highest manager to the lowest team head, we experience everything, go there in person, see those things on themselves, and document those things. So when the highest manager of the company is bringing his report, the lowest team manager will bring in the same picture on his own directly as what he experienced in that particular company, in that particular government. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. It's only this, as this criminal come out now to say what they want him to say, to defend his country. That is only what he's after, which everybody know that he's lying. So that is the problem of the country. They don't go and see things on their own, but they will come here and start lying. And people who come from other places will come and see those things and have concrete evidence. And when those people come and start speaking with evidence, they will be trying to debunk it, even without going there to see things on themselves. That is why they will always remain with shame every time they come out to speak. That is the point I want to make. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. That's a very good point. And I want to drag your point down that even their media do not go for correspondence anymore. In those days, I used to remember in those days, when something happened, you will see somebody on the ground. You will hear a name like Frank Colise reporting for NTA. You will hear a name like Akinloyo Ibanje reporting from the front line. They will give you eyewitness account. They will go and interview those people and say, this thing happened, this happened. This is what we saw in those days. But these days, If Channel Television, something will happen opposite their own station, they will never report it until Abuja writes to them, script from Abuja on what to say. Then they will sit back in their studio and now invite people from outside to come and talk about something that happened in front of their studio. This is how Nigerian media have destroyed. This minister for misinformation, look at him. Disgrace. When Trump said disgrace country, you see, one man said Nnamdi Kanu started from called them a zoo. Some people say, oh, zoo. Today, zoo has become a very beautiful and important name that they will pray that, why don't we keep that zoo? Trump come and call them a shithole. They cry and cry, shithole. Today, they are even praying to be a shithole today instead of what they are today. Today, a disgraced country. And that disgrace, there are evidence to. You saw what happened yesterday. You saw what happened yesterday in the house of in the PDP secretariat. Many of us have seen the video. I played it in my evening program yesterday. What happened in PDP secretariat, where they were fighting themselves. Even that yesterday, the same people today that are sending this idiot to come and talk. We saw them yesterday. They were calling for Trump to come. They admitted by themselves yesterday that the genocide is that call they made to Trump is an admission that Christian genocide is going on. Let me play that video. Many of us must have seen it.
Malchus, do you know that even Fayoshe is calling Obasanjo a zoo? Do you know about Nnamdi Kanu language? That Nnamdi Kanu tell them say a zoo that not believe. Now they know that it's zoo. He said Obasanjo belongs to the zoo.
He said Obasanjo belongs to the zoo.
Yeah. I can't see her. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to play that video. You will see where that man was calling for Trump. Now them they call. They are now.
Yes, calling Trump to come and save democracy in Nigeria.
Oh my God, it is so shameful.
Mad people everywhere
in this very Zolika Republic. Thank you so much, my beloved sister Stella. Thank you for that gift. I appreciate you for that gift. May God come and bless you. Thank you so much. So I will play that video before we end this very program. I'm going to look for that video and play it. We are calling for the same Trump on this very issue. The same people that say they don't want him. So let us hear the blabbing of this man as we call
what I'm saying, and instead you're going after these things that are irrelevant. That just shows how ignorant you are.
Rattling. Trade in saber rattling. It is typical. You can see she's exposing herself. She doesn't even know the country that she's trying to start a crusade on, and drawing comparisons with Gaza. You know, it's clear what she's trying to do. We have a constitution that has. Go and read my constitution.
Now listen to this idiot.
Try to have a discussion with me. Look up sections 10, 38, and 42 of our constitution. There is federal character enshrined in our constitution. It's part and parcel of it. And the priority is the region where you come from, because we don't identify ourselves as Muslims and Christians.
You see this liar. Did you hear what this idiot just said? Did you hear this idiot just said? That you don't identify as Christian or Muslim. They identify in geopolitical zone. But all of us know that the status quo right from time is that whenever there is a Christian, a Muslim president, there must be a Muslim vice president. Whenever there is a Muslim vice president, there must be a Christian vice president. It is something that has been practiced. It is something that has been in place for a very, very long time. But this idiot now is denying it. This idiot is denying it.
Let us
he
ask
also
him
denied that in their constitution, that Islam is mentioned so many times, but nothing was mentioned about Christianity in their constitution. Why is it so? He is now claiming about secular country. He's claiming that Nigeria is a secular country. That is why we say Piers Morgan doesn't have a motive. I don't know why he's silent on it, because this is not how I know him to do his program. You don't come to his program and lie before, but this man was just bold to be throwing lies. which somehow made me to believe is either he doesn't have enough information or they are the one that contacted him for this very program. Nigerian government must have contacted him for this very program and they paid for it.
Massachusetts.
That is why he has limit to what he will say.
Massachusetts, I was a little bit distracted. I was busy a little bit. Did you say Piers Morgan? What did you say?
The way he was responding on this very issue, you know, this man has come to another part now. He's now denying the issue of having a Muslim vice president and a Christian president, and a Christian Muslim president and a Christian vice president. He said that is not in the constitution. Now that's not like that. That they do that, whatever they do is based on zones only. You can choose from any zone. You can choose your vice or president for any zone. They don't consider the issue of religion.
Well,
just let me play. Let me take it back a little bit.
All right. Okay.
My people in Iran. People need to look into the linkages between the current Nigerian government